So how do we fully recover? Well, we want people to resolve using those all clear signals so the cell returns to its set point. But we also want to fortify, meaning building reserve, putting more in the tank so the person is more resilient and more robust overall. So this is the return, the CDR3, the salugenesis. Now, interestingly, we've learned to phenotype patients based on where they are at and what they need once you've calmed the triggers and the danger signals and rebuilt their metabolism. So now we have these 4 phenotypes that we can look at. And we can say, are they still inflamed, which is phenotype A, so CDR1 dominant. We can look at MMP9, we can look at other inflammatory markers. We can also make sure that, that they're on an exposure, but that's usually what's happening. They're still in exposure. We missed something. And it might be, for example, they're being exposed to chemicals or a pathogen, even though you clean up the home. Okay, let's look at a different model, phenotype B. They're out of exposure and their MMP9 and TGF-beta1 all look great, but they're under mitochondrial stress because they've drained the battery so much that they're stuck in CDR2. So what do we look at? We look at GDF15, we look at FGF21, we look at mitochondrial energetics. There's a whole new way of assessing whether or not a person is sort of in that permanently depleted state. Phenotype C is an extension of that, which says not only the mitochondria still are depleted, but also their immune system is exhausted. So I'll look at T helper cells, CD3, CD4, natural killer cells. If they're depleted, usually that means there's also potentially viral reactivation. So there's even more to do. And then finally, phenotype 4, that they don't have an exposure, they're not depleted, the mitochondria is not strained, but they don't have the right safety signals. And that means VIP levels are low, MSH levels are low, their heart rate variability is low, that their body still doesn't feel safe to recover. And that deep insight is part of the new science, that the body requires safety and sanctuary to heal. You can't just remove the things and detox. You need to purposely send those signals to get people moving.